tuned in to me watching Gully TV. I'm on the corner of Randolph and Gratiot, downtown Detroit, Michigan, and I'm standing in front of the Broadway clothing. Come on over. 30 years ago, October 8th, 1990, this was the scene of a legendary gangland homicide. Demetrious Holloway was killed here. This parking lot, I don't know if this parking lot was here 30 years ago, but according to the valet guy that was working this parking lot, he said that a late model BMW pulled up. Two guys got out, went in there and took care of their business or whatever, came out and demanded their key back, and they spent off. I think it probably was like 15 or 20 years before somebody was charged with the murder of the Milton Brothers. This is where things get complicated at. It's never been proven exactly who ordered the hit on Demetrius Holloway. It's been speculated in the underworld that Terrence Boogaloo Brown could have been someone who called the hit. Terrence Boogaloo Brown may have felt that Demetrius Holloway was responsible for his brothers Ezra and Ghost being killed. This has never been proven. Again, speculation. Another speculation is that Demetrius Holloway may have been at odds with an extortion arm led by a guy named Waymon Kincaid. Waymon Kincaid, also known as World Benji, has been incarcerated since 1975 on a second-degree murder conviction and is known as the governing body of the non-Muslim population in the Michigan Department of Corrections. World Benji established a level of power to the point he started to extort drug dealers in the free world. Some say that he had used the Milton Brothers in the past to do legwork for him on the streets. So that could be why Waymon Kincaid's name has been mentioned. A possibility that's always been discussed is that Demetrius Holloway on the streets may have benefited from some relationships that he developed through some introductions that World Benji made. And as Demetrius Holloway started to escalate and become one of Detroit's biggest drug lords ever, he controlled 80% of the cocaine in the city at the time. World Benji might have felt that he was owed some things and reached out. Demetrius didn't comply, and that could have been the disconnect. This is the Broadway, though, right downtown. You see, probably attracting the attention of the police, but this is the Broadway. This place is such a big deal that anybody that's riding by or anybody that's watching us filming, they probably know exactly what we're talking about because it was that big of a deal. Demetrius Holloway came here, and according to reports, he was at the cash register buying some socks. Guy slid in, headshot, and he put him down. He was found with all of his money on him. I think he had on a major damage jeans set. That's how he was identified by his lady came and she showed up, and they said that the guy was wearing major damage jeans. Get used, pardon me. He was wearing a get used jeans. Used jeans was very, very popular at the time, and that's how he was identified. His woman came to the scene, and they didn't let her see him. They just described to her what the victim was wearing, and she knew that he of course was wearing get used. And yeah, October 8th, 1990. I should have been brought y'all here a long time ago because, you know, the urban legend, street hustler media, that's my thing. Al Prophet covered a lot of this content already, but I don't ever recall him coming to the actual Broadway. This is it. I was here a few years ago at Savior's Day, and it was open. I don't know if it's still open, but this was still open as recent as maybe 2 years ago. But yeah, this is it. Broadway, right across the street, you see City Slicker. Then you got the Broadway. Detroit has a very rich history in, you know, being extravagant and rocking, you know, the player lifestyle, man. The Coogee sweaters, the derbies, the slacks, the fucking Gators, stink pink Gators, my Detroit players. That's all from right here and shit. But a lot of guys, when they was coming through, they was coming to the Broadway. And you already know what's up with City Slicker right down there and shit. Multiple flavor Gators like now laters and shit. Right in the heart of the city, man. If you tune in to me, you watching Gully TV. Come on, I'm gonna take y'all to the parking lot, man. Broadway. I don't know if the parking attendant, I don't know if this booth was here 30 years ago, but yeah, like I said, it was a white guy. He the one who kind of gave a description of the Milton Brothers, late model BMW, pulled through, did they thing, spent off. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, The Real Gully TV. I got more to come. I'm out here in Detroit working. Y'all know what it is. Peace. Side of the legendary Broadway in Detroit. Giving me a little bit of history on martial arts, and at which point did black men, did black people start being major figures in the martial arts culture?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I always wanted to ask somebody that. I mean, you know, we seen Jim Kelly on television, but when you go deeper, it was a whole bunch of y'all. So tell me what.
It's a good question. I will explain it to you.
Can you recollect the arrival of crack cocaine hitting Detroit?
Man.
Because I asked you this question because with that came teenagers driving Mercedes Benzes and wearing big, you know.
A lot of people don't even realize he wasn't part of really the Young Boys Incorporation. He was supplying them, basically.
Right.
Those good brothers like the great Kurt McGirt and whatnot, and the brothers like them was the soldiers. Butch was telling the story, running his mouth in jail and whatnot. I never thought too much of Butch Jones.
What they call the it factor. She had that personality that everybody just gravitated to. Like she could walk in here, she'd take her shoes off and go get on the wrestling mat right now. Or at the same token, we could put her on, she could dress up and look like she 20-something years old and go eat at one of them elegant dinners too.